Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the United Stand. Welcome back myself to the live shows. I've been looking forward to this one. We've been back now back from Australia a couple of days now. I'm looking forward to getting back with you guys and getting the chat going. We have quite a lot to talk about tonight, believe it or not, because there's not much happening. But I'm going to bring in you guys on this one. I want to get your opinions on Cristiano, where you're at with it. Obviously, I've been away for 3 weeks now with the tour and everything like that. I've got all my inside info and everything I want to talk to you guys tonight about. I want to get you ask me a question as well. Let me know what you think, or let me know what you want to know about what happened on tour. I want to get your input on everything that we're talking about as well, because obviously I've had my opinion. I've not been able to I'll hear back from you guys or listen to what you guys have had to say. I've not heard anything or any comments back. We've been that busy on the tour doing the videos and bringing everything out that I want to get your opinions now. I've not had a chance to listen to anything or like I said, go back over any of the comments from most of the videos because it was just a conveyor belt of work to do and bringing the content out to you guys. So yeah, we're back tonight and we want your opinions. I want to know first of all about Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, I've spoken on Sky, and again, thank you to everyone all your kind words and comments for my debut on Sky Sports News the other day. I was on Sky about Cristiano Ronaldo. I've asked the journalist about Cristiano Ronaldo while we was on tour. Now it's your turn. What do you think? I put a poll out on my personal Instagram about this, and I think it worked out. Keep or sell Ronaldo, around about 78% wanting to keep Ronaldo. So where are you at? I spoke with James Ducker while we was on tour, and James put out an article, full story out about the suitors for Cristiano Ronaldo running very thin. So that's where I want to start because Chelsea took themselves out of the reckoning. Now, obviously, we've seen it. Your picture's just been up on the road there. A lot of the hardcore Atletico Madrid fans have made it very, very clear that they are not interested in Cristiano Ronaldo coming to Manchester United. In fact, making a petition to people, fans to sign to not sign Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, when it gets to this stage now, you tend to start thinking like, oh my God, Cristiano wants to leave Manchester United, but where is he going to go? Are we going to be stuck with another player that doesn't want to be at the club? We've had a few of these before and they've caused massive problems. And the influence that Ronaldo carries obviously is a massive problem on its own. So Cristiano wanting out, he's made it very clear. He's trained with Ten Hag this week. I think it was Duncan Castles who said that. And a lot of our quotes are on our Twitter feed as well now, guys. So if you want to see all the ins and outs of them, everything I'm talking about, they are there with them links. But he's trained. He's been with Ten Hag. There were rumours yesterday, and I think Mark covered it in his show. I think it was yesterday regarding a heated conversation with Ronaldo and Ten Hag. How true that is, we do not know. We're just speculating on that. But it's quite clear Ten Hag made it obvious that his plans are with Ronaldo. Ronaldo has made it clear, well, his people and his agent, especially, and George Mendes has made it clear that he wants out of the football club. Guys, what do you think? Let me know exactly what you think on Ronaldo right now. I'm just going to get up some super chats now. Hi, Adam. You're a natural interviewer. Well done. Do you think Malacia might be picked over Shaw? First of all, cheers. Thank you for that. And I've seen all your comments regarding the interviews and everything that went down with the journalists. So I just want to say cheers for all your comments on that. I did enjoy it before I left, speaking to people and getting to know what it was like inside the journalist world. There were some big names in terms of journalists out there, and obviously we got through a few of them in interviews as well, and got their opinions out there for you guys to hear them talk, pretty much out of their natural environment, actually talking on camera about what they've seen, what they've heard, what they know is going on, and obviously they get to speak to Ten Hag personally, quietly, privately, sorry, and it was interesting hearing exactly what they had to say in terms of Ten Hag and how he's come across. Nearly everyone has been impressed with Ten Hag in terms of the journalists, but you got to look at it this way. It's like pre-season was pretty straightforward. Nearly everyone said that pre-season was fine. There was absolutely nothing in terms of Cristiano Ronaldo, Eric, or anything like that. It was just asked questions in press conferences, and he pretty much shut them down straight away by saying, "Our plans are with Cristiano Ronaldo. There is nothing. There was nothing else to say." He shut everything down as he could, and we, we the journalists tried to make something of it. They kept asking the questions. They were then told that Ten Hag wouldn't be doing a certain press conference. He wasn't happy about that. I think it was because he was sick of answering questions regarding Cristiano Ronaldo. So someone just check my mic. I'm sick of the comments coming up because it's too low. Someone just check it. Make sure it's right. I haven't got what? Wait a minute. I know. I'm just going to sort this out. For God's sake. Yes, I know what it is now. Yeah, right. Hang on a second. Guys, bear with me a minute. Teething problems already. Bear with me. Which one is it now? Gotta guess the right one here. Sorry, guys. Always happens, doesn't it? Let me just get it up. Yeah, live straight away. So you come back. Now, let me know. Is that any better, everyone?
Yes, that is much better, and I think everyone will agree with me. That's much better. Everyone can hear me as well, by the way. It's fine.
Yes, now that you've slaughtered me in the comment section from a microphone, I've fixed that. Let's get some comments back in there to say that it's now working okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, there you go. That's it. Oh, God. Yeah, it had to happen, didn't it? It always does. Anyway, that problem is now solved. So let's move on. Where was we talking? Yeah, journalists and how they thought it was, how they sort of seen Ten Hag and how he was handling the situation. It has kicked off straight away. I think I remember saying, cautious optimism regarding Manchester United's pre-season so far. What we're seeing with Ten Hag on the pitch and the message from the players and how they're feeling, how they're playing, everything like that is good. It's good. And the journalists were all picking up on this. They were all saying, look, it's nice. It's good to see United playing so well. It's impressive, but it's pre-season. That was the big thing. When he comes back to Manchester, and I said this, and I asked this question, I think, when Ten Hag arrives back with the Manchester United squad from Australia to Manchester, we obviously got the new signings that we've got to integrate in Martinez and Eriksen, but Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be there. And how does he work? How does he handle Cristiano Ronaldo? Well, straight away, one of the first training sessions that we've got Mendes turning up with Ronaldo when he's on, and he's conveyor belt of security. Sir Alex Ferguson is there. David Gill, Arnold, everyone who's anyone at Manchester United is there. Welcome to Manchester United, Erik Ten Hag. That's what I would say. It's like, how many people need to be involved in this transaction, if it is actually a transaction, or the actual future of Cristiano Ronaldo? This is what he had to deal with. He didn't have any of this while he was on tour, and it was easy. It's easy handling that type of squad that we've got there. All fresh, new players, a lot of young players. They're all going to be listening to Ten Hag, but his mettle is going to be tested when he gets back, when he has to deal with Cristiano Ronaldo's people, Cristiano Ronaldo, the man, what he demands, what he wants. And this is where I think the heated sort of interchange that's rumoured to have happened has come from, because Ten Hag, as we know, is his man, and we know how he handles things. But Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest players to walk the planet, and he carries a lot with him. He carries a lot of power as well, which is scary for a player. But you've seen how Ronaldo was last year. He wasn't happy about not being in the Champions League. Ten Hag has said he's planned with him. I personally do not think that Ten Hag can play the same way he's played in pre-season with Ronaldo and his team. That's how I look at it. Just going to get some super chats in here before they roll out. Rachel Brown says, like I said to Mark earlier, Ronaldo has no power in this because he's too old now as a footballer. Not automatic first team, not now. Sorry. Got that one wrong there. Not automatic first team. But the problem is, when your highest player at the football club and the only one who performed to anywhere near his capabilities last season is in front of you, is at training and does have the power, he does carry some clout, you can't deny that. It's a problem. It's a major problem for Erik Ten Hag, because how is he supposed to integrate Cristiano Ronaldo into this team now? Is he going to say, right, all them words and all that sort of hard work that he's done in pre-season and getting Martial back on side? Sorry, Tony, Ronaldo's here now. Bang. I can't remember who it was. There was one, I think it was Dawson. It was Rob Dawson I was speaking to, and he nailed it. And he said, last pre-season, around the Manchester United training camp, around the team, Anthony Martial was happy, smiling, laughing, joking, was playing well. And then the announcement of Cristiano Ronaldo came about, And everyone noticed instantly Martial's reaction. And he knew that he wasn't going to be playing in this team because he knew he wanted that number 9 spot, which Ronaldo was going to take. And if Ronaldo comes in under everything that was happening at the time when Ronaldo signed, then Cristiano Ronaldo was going to take that number 9 spot. So Martial's mood dropped instantly by all accounts. And it was well noted by all of the media at the time. And that's a problem we've got right now. Ten Hag has a job on convincing Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's got a job in convincing Anthony Martial as well that if Ronaldo is part of our plans, you are not going to play every single week. And this is where I was saying that this is going to only get more and more difficult. He's had a nice, easy start in with pre-season. He knows what the press is like and the media is around Manchester United. He's learnt that now. But the power of the people above him at Manchester United, I'm dealing with Cristiano Ronaldo. And like I said then, the names that were rolling into Manchester United training ground at Carrington, just because of the Ronaldo, it was a routine board members meeting. Come on. Yeah, we're not having that one. Just so happens that Ronaldo and his agent are turning up to this routine board members meeting at Carrington. Bollocks. No, that was not happening. I'm sorry. It was all around Ronaldo, and Ten Hag was right in the middle of it. And I'm going to be really interested to know how he's handled everything. Super chats from Canada Dave. Spent weeks depressed at this window, but decided that we have a WC coach. Team playing much better and have several WC incoming players. Let's enjoy. Incoming players, let's enjoy. I mean, I talked about the played behind closed doors before. My verdict on that, just a game that I think United just wanted to get in to get some minutes into some players' legs. But honestly, pre-season is pre-season for me. You're looking for little bits. You're looking for signs that you're going to see a bit of cohesiveness, partnerships building, a camaraderie building between the players again. Because I've said it all along. It's like, I want Cristiano Ronaldo to stay at Manchester United. I think he will get on board with Ten Hag's plan. I think he can play a role in that position up there. But when Ronaldo is out, are you then going to get a full Martial? Martial only comes and turns up to the party, it would seem, when he's got no competition. And we've said this all along with him. We've said this all along with Martial, that he is a fantastic player, but when the going gets tough and he has to compete for his place in this team, he starts to go missing. He doesn't want to fight for his position, and that's a problem with Martial. Rachel Brown again in the super chat. Cheers for that, mate. Because other teams don't want him, because it will disrupt younger teams. Ten Hag has Ten Hag to be a big time manager here and lay the law down to Ronaldo. Pep would show Ronaldo the door and buy younger. Sorry by the way I read that there, mate. But yeah, I got your point there. I mean, that is it. But I just said it then. Is Ten Hag going to have the power to do that like Pep Guardiola has? We know Pep Guardiola has all the power at Manchester City, but has Ten Hag got the power to say to Ronaldo, yeah, I don't want you in this team? Honestly, if Ten Hag had a choice of having Ronaldo or not having Ronaldo in this team, I personally think he would have gone without because of the pressure to start off. I know Ten Hag has come out and said he wants to plan with Ronaldo. He was already brought in with Ronaldo in this team, so he's going to say that. I bet if you gave him the option of having Ronaldo or not having Ronaldo, with a complete rebuild, knowing that Ronaldo's only got a year left, possibly an extension with another year, but I can't see that happening with the way Ronaldo works these days. But I can't see Ten Hag saying, I want Ronaldo in my team. I would say he would work better without. I think he can build a team better without Ronaldo. And this is no disrespect to the man himself, but he's 38 and there's no future in it. Ten Hag's looking to build a squad moving forward, and Ronaldo, in a way, gets in the way. But you know what Ronaldo also brings? It's that moment when you know a Martial, Sancho, or Rashford haven't got that bit of world class in them where they can take a game by the scruff of the neck and just win it out of nothing. They're then games when tactical and brilliant managers, which there are in this Premier League, will suss Erik Ten Hag out. And you're going to need that superstar to actually come in and go, bang, there you go, moment of brilliance. Like all the top teams have got them players in there, and we just don't unless Ronaldo is there. Ronaldo can take the game by the scruff of the neck and win it for us on his own. Question is, what is better? Do we want to work again around a team with a team that's only got one individual performing constantly, bailing us out all the time, or do we want to try and move forward now and accept that we are going to lose some games and we are going to have to take some defeats, but ultimately it's a long-term plan? Jim Jam Games, Adam, your work on the talk was outstanding. Cheers for that, mate. Yes, we have signed some decent players, but it's nowhere near enough. Simple fact, it's been a bad window. Rate the window so far, guys, as well. Let me know what you think, because some people are saying, what, 3 to 5 out of 10 so far. I'm kind of agreeing with that. I'm like the 5 mark. Max M with a super chat. Would you rather Anthony or 2-3-4 squad players? Anthony, we've got players in that position already. We haven't got a number 9 if Ronaldo leaves. That's where I'm at with that. I think that's a short and sweet answer, but I think that's the best way to answer that question. Anthony comes in and he is another Sancho. Are you going to drop Sancho in the form that he's on? I don't think you are. I don't think you can. Sancho's playing very well at the moment, and I do think that Anthony coming in that right-hand side will just disrupt again. Do we want to spend all that money when we've already got a player who's worth all that money, when you could easily bring in someone else to cover Sancho in that position? I mean, Eriksen can float out there. Bruno could float out there. You've got Ahmad to play. There's plenty of players that can go out on that right-hand side to cover Sancho. Sancho's number 1. You're bringing Anthony in. Where does Sancho go? Because you're not going to move Rashford from the left-hand side, are you now? It looks like Ten Hag has got that set system up front. So honestly, I don't think Anthony is the right move right now. If you're going to spend 70 million, you sort of look in that midfield area and buy a centre forward as well. Don't throw it all on the right wing. We've already spent that amount of money on in Jadon Sancho. He was going to be number 1. You don't spend 70 million for a bench player, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. If you're going to spend that amount of money with the team as bad as it was last season and the improvements we need, you don't spend that money on a player that's going to sit on the bench. You invest it in a team that's going to be starting the game. Surely. Let me know what you think, guys, though. Andy and Bruno with the super chat. Cheers, mate. Evening, Adam. Do you think we're going to have a plan B for this Frankie de Jong transfer mess, or end up buying no one if Frankie won't come? That could go either way. I'm not going to lie, mate. I'm worried about that situation right now. That is one thing that does scare me with United. It's a case of, and I was asked this yesterday, do I move on from Frankie de Jong? I'm at a stage now where I'm moving on from Frankie. I think we need another player. I do. The problem we've got now is, though, now we've gone so long into this window and everybody knows that we are desperate. Anyone that we go in for, now we're just going to have our asses slapped big time. We really are. I mean, if you was Wolves now and you know United wasn't going to get Frankie, and then we just said we want Ruben Neves, for instance, it's because of 50, 60 million. You're getting close to what Frankie de Jong was being quoted. And then we're buying a player that isn't as good. Yeah, he's a good player, Ruben Neves, and I think he will improve us, but he hasn't got the capabilities of what a Frankie de Jong wants. And Frankie was basically Ten Hag's number 1 because he knew he fit the system. And it would have been easier for Ten Hag to integrate Frankie de Jong rather than Ruben Neves, who hasn't played this system before. Yes, he's got the Premier League experience, but Ten Hag is sort of buying players and moving players around to the way he wants to play, style of play. That's what he's looking for. With Frankie, yes, you had that. Anyone else, not quite, and it's more work for him. And we know that he can't afford to have a slow start. Another super chat here from Quintin says, sick of this transfer market. Hell is going to rain down on Murto. Why did we not get Skamaka? Fans will go crazy if we do not perform. Fans will go crazy. Fans are waiting for something to go wrong so they can complain. That's how it seems. One mistake, one little bad run from Erik Ten Hag, and the fans are going to be all over him. We know it because we've been deprived of decent football for so long, and we know that when this team starts to crumble, it does. It crumbles. It's like Cheshire cheese, and it just goes with this team. Can he install that mental strength in this team? That's what we're waiting to see. Maccabee says, even though the situation isn't ideal, Ronaldo still is the most clutch player in history. He saved our butts countless times last season. This is what I said this the other day. I mean, I answered this question on Sky, and I said, look, Cristiano Ronaldo performed last season, scoring 20-odd goals with that team. The season before, and you can look at this so many different ways. The season before, Manchester United finished second. Whether you're going to count that season, a lot of people said no fans in stadiums. It was a bit of an anomaly season. It wasn't real. Whichever way you look at it, we finished second with a decent amount of points. Not great, decent. Season after, we bring in Ronaldo and we get worse. Is it worse because Ronaldo come in? No. In my opinion, it's not. But the facts are there. We had our worst Premier League season ever with arguably one of the best forward lines we've had in the Premier League. You bring in a Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo and then perform and have our worst Premier League season in history, something's wrong. And we knew the team did not knit. It did not gel together. And this is where Ten Hag comes in now. Has he got the strength to say to Ronaldo, you're not working, you're sitting on the bench? We've seen Ronaldo's reaction last season when Ralph Rangnick brought him off the pitch. Ronaldo is a problem for Ten Hag, whether you like it or not. You don't want to hear it. Sorry, the facts. He is a problem for Ten Hag. We all love Ronaldo and we all want him in the team, I'm sure. But right now, like I said at the start of this show, I reckon if you offered Ten Hag a team with Ronaldo or without, he would go without as part of this rebuild because Ronaldo isn't the future. He isn't. And he could cause a problem for Ten Hag this season. I don't think he will. I think he will be on board if he gets in this team. But then that gives you the problem of Anthony Martial, who, as we know, spits his dummy out if he does not get into this team. I don't mean that. I'm not saying that having a dig at Martial, but every time he's come up with competition for his position, he has sort of crumbled. And we know this. And this is the worry. It's like, do you put your eggs in the Martial basket for this season? Give him that trust and say, you're my number one. Or do you put him behind Ronaldo and then he disappears? That's the problem you've got. Martial, Ronaldo. Which way do you go? Everyone would go Ronaldo, obviously, because of what he is and how many goals he scored. You're taking 20-odd goals from our season out of the team if you don't play Ronaldo. Has Martial got that? We've seen it before. He's done it. Can he do it again? From what I've seen in pre-season, that front four with Bruno in there, works really well. But it's a big shout to take Ronaldo out of this team. I just don't see where he fits in right now in that style of play that we've been doing on in pre-season. Sean Turner with a super chat. Cheers, mate. This is one of the worst windows we've had. Lost Cavani, Mason, Pogba, Matic, and Jesse. Not replaced any of them. If Ronaldo leaves and we don't get De Jong, we will be in serious trouble. Now, Frankie De Jong, next topic. I mean, every time I ask this question to anyone, and this is all journalists that we interviewed while in Perth, Melbourne, anywhere, it was always met with exactly the same answer from everyone. It was Ten Hag is willing to play the long game. I even tried quizzing the journalist in terms of backup plan. When do United say that enough's enough? When do the club say, look, sorry, Eric, we've tried to hang on as long as we possibly can. It's in Barcelona's hands. It looks like they're just taking us down the merry road here of the Cesc Fabregas days under David Moyes. It looks like we're heading down that avenue, and it's one place we cannot afford to be, because if we end up this window losing Ronaldo, not getting our main target for our new manager in his first pre-season, what are you saying? I mean, that would be a disaster for Manchester United. It really would. There's a poll in the chat right now, guys, for you to get involved in. Do you think Manchester United will sign Frankie de Jong at this transfer window? It's got to that stage. We are now just over a week away from the start of the season and nowhere near looking like Frankie de Jong is going to be coming to Manchester United. I mean, next week Barcelona will still be on tour as we're making our preparations for the new season. Will Frankie de Jong sign for Manchester United? That is the question in the chat. Everyone, get involved. Let us know. Super from Brandon. Cheers for that, mate. Forget to add your question to your super chat if you are putting one in as well, guys. Right. Just having a look at the other comments there. Yeah, it is that. Can you imagine Manchester United did not get Frankie de Jong right now? That's why I think a lot of people are convinced we are going to get him. Are we that bad? We cannot be that bad in terms of a transfer. But when United have dealt with Barcelona in the past, it's not been pretty. It really hasn't. And you have to say the alarm bells are ringing now with the Frankie de Jong. We're now hearing stories that he could possibly be convinced to take a pay cut and stay at Barcelona. It is scandalous how they are getting away with what they're getting away with, and how they're not being brought up in front of FIFA. Whoever the powers that be can do anything. Financial fair play or whatever it may be is scandalous. I don't know how they're getting away with it, but to treat a player the way that they have done, then and then start buying the players that they are buying, it's absolutely crazy how they get away with it. But they are. And it does look like right now to me, from everything I've heard on tour, everyone I've spoken to, and now coming back and listening to what is out there now, I don't see Frankie de Jong signing for Manchester United now. And I was confident before. I think before the tour, I would say, yeah, full on confident that we are going to sign Frankie de Jong. I was convinced. I thought United wouldn't hang around in this sort of transfer saga and come out with nothing. There is now a big part of me that's thinking Frankie is a no-go and this is not going to happen. Super chat for Mojo. Is Ronaldo now risking losing his legendary status or damaging it by being as adamant as he is to leave? That's up for United fans to decide. There's a lot of United fans will say, I don't care what Ronaldo does this summer, from what he's done for what he's done in his club, especially last season and in the past. I don't care, he will always be a legend. And there'll be some saying one player is never bigger than Manchester United. And he can run his mouth all he wants or get his agent to do it. I think it's mainly his agent doing it personally. But he can do whatever he wants and leave. We're not bothered. There's a lot of United fans saying that. I mean, like I said at the start, does he fit into Ten Hag's plans? Honestly, I keep going back to it. I don't think he does. I really don't think Ten Hag would take him, but you never know. You never know. I mean, he made Haller work, and I'm sure Ronaldo is more mobile than Haller. We will see. We will see. But my biggest issue with this isn't Ronaldo. It's the damage Ronaldo will do to other players if he starts, if he comes straight in now. And by that, I mean Anthony Martial. That would be the biggest problem because I've seen progress on tour. And I do want to get your questions in now about anything that you want to know about what happened on tour. There was a lot that went down. There's a lot of inside info that we got. And we got some brilliant interviews and we got some great insights from journalists, from a lot of fans and people in and around the club as well. Just be any time, hotel bar, with Brown would walk in, Darren Fletcher would be there, Brian Robson. It was absolutely brilliant listening to some of the conversations, being in and around the players. They seem to be a lot more relaxed when on tour. And you've seen the interviews that we grabbed with certain players as well outside in the mix zone. Donny van der Beek was a very interesting one, really interesting one, because he looked like a rabbit in the headlights, to be honest, when I spoke to him. And he sort of warmed up to it in the end. He came up and spoke and really wasn't clear about what he was saying or where his position was. But as the tour went on, because this was quite early in the tour, he started to get a bit more comfortable. We're hearing that he definitely did play today as well. He's had a lot of game time on tour, which is good, probably as much as anyone else. And with Scott McTominay's injury on tour, he had a little bit more game time than probably what he would have expected as well, which is good. I don't think he played bad. I don't think he was brilliant. He needs to do a bit more. I think he needs to be a bit more vocal. But yes, I do believe that he can play a part this season, especially the way the transfer window is going. I do not see Frankie de Jong leaving Manchester United. Donny van der Beek leaving Manchester United. It is not going to happen. Super chat's just coming in here now. Let's see. I'm just going to move this. Right. So, super chat from Ray again there. It is Barcelona, not United, that came to us with the deal, and we agreed the fee with. And in the end, Frankie will leave because they're messing around. They're messing around player playing him at centre-back. My fear is a team that Champions League might get him, a la Chelsea, no doubt. I'm thinking there, Ray. Yeah, I mean, if he does leave and someone else who's got Champions League football that can afford a decent wage for him, I could see that happening. Just see any other super chats in here right now. Adam, how did you blag your way on Sky Sports, mate? There was no blagging about it. They just seen the quality content that United Stand were putting out, mate, and they thought we need a piece of that. And that's all. That's all it was. It was just pure, brilliant reporting, interviewing. That's what it was. That's why Sky came. That's why Sky got me on the interview. No, I'm not bigging myself up like that. It's nothing to do with that. But it is just the whole production of the United Stand. That's what it is. When you put out the good content, you put it out in that production, it's hard to ignore. And we came across really well on tour with a lot of people and a lot of the journalists. And we changed a lot of people's minds about how we actually do things. It was good to see and speak to journalists in a different sort of environment because when they're in and around match day, you see how they work and the amount of stuff that they have to do and how late they stay behind, writing things up and getting the stories out, quoting what the interviews say, transcript from that. There is a lot of work involved, and they've obviously been doing this a long time. And we sort of pick the brains of a lot of the journalists and people who are experienced within this sort of tour environment. And they did help us out quite a lot. And they were very insightful. They were good to talk to, and the insights were really, really good. It was interesting to see what they thought about certain players and interesting to see what they thought about the new setup and how things have changed. And like I said before, it's why we managed to get them in interviews, because I thought we made them feel comfortable in talking and wanting to get their point across to a lot of the fans. It was a chance for them to actually just express themselves in a different way, and it did come across like that, and everything was very comfortable, and that's why it looked so good on camera and why they all came across so well. So it was a joy for me to interview certain people, and from that came the Sky Sports interview while we was at the MCG, and that led to me then being on Sky yesterday outside Carrington, which I did not expect, but fully enjoyed, and hopefully there's more of that to come as well. But yeah, let's get through a few more super chats. Signings could be backup, left back, centre mid, bloody useless, says Eric Leonard. Mate, that's the question, isn't it? Are we buying squad players and not players to come right into the team? That is a big worry for Manchester United, because we know, I mean, squad depth is important. We are going to need it. And quality in depth is very good as well. I've said this before. I'm just running through some other super chats here just to see if there's any more there. I can't even say that, mate. I'm sorry. And Vuho, I've totally said that wrong. I'm sorry for the pronunciation on that. It is a flaw of mine. I'm not gonna lie, but let's just read out that super chat. If Cristiano leaves and we fail to sign Frankie de Jong, we struggle to get top 6. Our midfield is non-existent. Rashford and Martial are too inconsistent and can't be relied upon to perform every week. Yeah, I mean, that's fair comment. It is. You can't really say that there's anything wrong with that from what we've seen especially over the last couple of seasons, last season especially, sorry. I do think that you can't rely on Martial and Rashford. If we do lose Ronaldo, it's a problem. We haven't got another forward, I don't think, with that many goals in them, unless Martial does perform to the capabilities we've seen in seasons gone past. It's a tough ask, like you said, though. We can't rely on him. We cannot rely on Martial and Rashford if we're going off what happened last season. Pull out of De Jong and use the cash for Anthony, says Paul. Again, on that one, I'm not completely with it in terms of the Anthony deal. I'd rather spend it in midfield and leave Sancho on the right wing and not bring Anthony in. It makes sense to me, but which leagues do you like for scouting new talent? Which leagues? I mean, every league's got talent. We cannot be stubborn in thinking that the Premier League is just simply where all the players need to come from as a safe option. Your scouting system needs to be good in the first place to actually find these gems. That's what we're lacking at the moment, the structure above, finding these players before we have to go out and spend stupid amounts of money on them. Hey, Adam, do you know which US cities for next tour? I don't, mate. No, we're expecting it to be America, and we will be there. But I couldn't tell you which cities yet. There are numerous. Let's be honest. It could be any. It could be any. Let's see. The Finley takes with another super chat there. We all joke about clubs keeping players hostage, harmless banter between fan base, but United are actually keeping the greatest of all time prisoner in clear violation of his express will. Shame. That is putting it down. I mean, Cristiano is under contract and he's a Manchester United player, so you would expect him to turn up for Manchester United next season, would you not? Obviously, we want him to stay, but he's come out now and said he wants to leave. The ultimate really is in all of this, do you want to keep a player that is unhappy at Manchester United? One with that power as well. Would that be better, like I said at the start, for him to not be here for Ten Hag to deal with? I do believe that Ten Hag does want to use Ronaldo, but I do believe he's going to be a problem if he doesn't get what he wants. He wouldn't kick up this much of a stink if there was any sign of him. And I thought at the first maybe it was Ronaldo just kicking up a stink just to try and get some activity in the transfer market, like Rooney did when he requested to leave. We ended up buying players. Everything was all right. Problem then was we were comfortably in the Champions League every season. Ronaldo is going to be his first season in 18 where he is not playing in the Champions League, and that is at Manchester United. And that, I think, is the biggest thing with Ronaldo in all of this. Any more questions on the tour? Anyone want to know anything else? Just let me know. Get your questions in now. It is going through rapid style, guys. But yes, let me just see now if there is anything else in there. Nope, that is all clear. Sorry, guys, just reading through some of the chats here as well because there's loads going through. That's it. Being a prisoner, 500k. Yeah, being a prisoner and 500k a week. Interesting on its own. But yes, on tour, most interesting thing, what we learned the most was being up close to Erik Ten Hag and how he handles the situation, how he handles Manchester United. And it is, with all the open training sessions, with the press conferences and everything that we was involved in while we was there, which was all brilliant, and it was a really good insight, was Erik Ten Hag 100% controls every single player. I can guarantee it from what we've seen. He's the manager, he's the coach, he's in charge of his coaches on the pitch, and no one takes a role above him ever when out on that training ground especially. You know when he's taking a back step and he's looking at players, and you know when he wants to get involved, he gets involved. I was personally there when he first open training session in Bangkok, and Jadon Sancho didn't pass the ball the right way, or into Erik Ten Hag's eyes, didn't think. That's what he was getting at. Did not think before he played the ball. And he got a dressing down of a lifetime in front of everyone, and everyone's seen it. And Jadon Sancho walked away with his tail between his legs. He made it very clear. He has given some serious verbals to a lot of players on this tour in the open training sessions. And they're the ones that are supposed to be a little bit low-key, where you don't give anything away. But they were quite intense still. And you did see and learn a lot from them open training sessions. He's in complete control of every single player. And he's made it clear. Bruno Fernandes' interview with Sky was key to this. He said it's what we needed. This is what we needed in a manager. It's been clearly lacking that these players haven't been coached. And someone said to me the other day, again, it's been brought up a few times on the show, Marcus Rashford hasn't been coached this whole time well at Manchester United. You could say that's an insult and it's a bit too harsh to say, but let's be honest, none of the players have improved over the last 5 years at this football club. They've all sort of regressed. I think we have got a man in charge now. From what I can see and what I've seen on tour, and there's a long way to go yet, he's not been properly tested. This is the manager that makes players better. This is the manager that makes the team play as one. and he's in complete control of it. That is the biggest positive I can take away from this tour, that Manchester United have now got the right man in charge that is going to coach this team. And there are players there that maybe careers can be salvaged by Ten Hag. That's what we've got to look at now. If these players don't come in this transfer window, I remember at the start and everyone was saying, I'm not really bothered about players that come in as long as we get rid of the bad eggs, as long as we get rid of the leaks and then players, and then we just rebuild from there. Pretty much what we're doing. It is. David Page with a super chat. Ronaldo's forgot football's a team game. Take some responsibility. You win as a team, you lose as a team. He was part of a team who didn't qualify for the Champions League. I understand that point. I think he was a part that was sort of playing to his capabilities though, as well. We can't really just discard what Ronaldo did last season on his own, but was it to the detriment of the team, like you said? That's what you've got to look at. We've seen Bruno Fernandes disappear last season because Ronaldo's there. We've seen a lot of players just underperform simply because Ronaldo was there and he took centre stage. Like I said, in Erik Ten Hag, like I said, he's the manager that makes teams work. Can he make Cristiano Ronaldo work? Biggest challenge of his career as a manager so far, he's here now in dealing with Ronaldo, one of the greatest of all time, in a Manchester United team that failed last season miserably. There's a lot on his plate and there's a lot to do. And for me, I just think, I think he would rather Ronaldo not be there. It's my opinion. Just do I see it? I think he's comfortable in working with the players that he had on tour. Very comfortable. Eriksen would not be an issue adding to that, and neither would Martinez because he knows them both. And that's what he wants to build. I think he wants players that are willing to play for Manchester United. I think there's an element of Erik Ten Hag. Yeah, as much as he wants to be sounded out like he's keeping and wants to keep Ronaldo, I don't think it's going to be a problem for him if Ronaldo leaves. I don't. And a lot of United fans are going to be unhappy with what I said there in that. But that's just the way I sort of read it and the way I look at it. I think Ten Hag can do more without Ronaldo. It's a bit controversial, I know. But I just believe that is what Ten Hag is all about, building the team. There isn't one standout individual in any of Ten Hag's teams. He builds teams. They work together. Ronaldo saying doesn't want to be part of this team straight away is a red flag in Ten Hag's eyes, I think, anyway. Kamal, mates, enough is enough. Forget De Jong, and we must bring Milinkovic-Savic, Benjamin Sesko, and Raul Jimenez. Sell Eric, Brandon, Tellez, and others. Bit of FIFA football there, mate. I like it. Honestly, we do. It does look like Axel and Eric Bailly and Brandon Williams are all out of the door from what has been said. How much we get for them, I do not know. But there are players that aren't going to play this season. Guarantee they're not going to play this season. Definitely Axel, definitely Brandon. And now we've brought Martinez in. Eric Bailly moved down the pecking order even more. It's time to go, Eric Bailly. Unfortunately, because he did have a decent tour. But that's that. Martinez is going to come in. He's the manager's player. He's going to play. Maguire isn't going to be dropped. Bailly's not going to get ahead of Lindelof or Varane. Sorry, Eric. I'm disappointed because I really wanted to see more of him, but I do believe he's out the door. So is Axel. So is Brandon. There's no room for any of them players, and don't think the fan base is going to be too concerned with them players leaving. We do need to clear the decks. We do. And to be fair, I think them players would say for their own careers that that's probably not a bad thing either. So honestly, I think it's a win-win for United and a win-win for them players. They do need to go. It's time. It is time. But I know just before we finish, obviously, I did get a lot of questions as to why I got mobbed in the Players Hotel in Bangkok. It is a long story, but we made a mistake with a booking, thinking we was going to get inside the Players Hotel. Thought we'd take our chance, get in there. Anyway, we walked in to try and rectify a problem that we'd caused ourselves by making a wrong booking. But then, as I sort of had a chat, and someone who did recognise me as Adam Matic from YouTube took a picture, as you do, Happy days, no problem. Then one Taiwanese fan came over, so I jumped on the bandwagon, followed by another. Before I knew it, it was about 50 around me. And it turned out they thought I was Tom Heaton. I kid you not, I was mistaken for Tom Heaton in the Players' Hotel. I was escorted up by security to the second floor to get out of the way. And the hotel kindly sorted us out a deal to stay at the Players' Hotel there and then for another 3 nights. And it worked out well in the end, but it was a bit of a manic, crazy scene. And yes, I was then known as Tom Heaton's double, and we did post it out there. Funnily enough, we did manage to get Tom Heaton in the mix zone and have a good chat with him in an interview as well. I did take a picture with him, and I look nothing like him, but some people think that I do. And now people are asking, should it be Adam Heaton instead of Adam Matic? But this is you guys. It's not me. It's got nothing to do with me. You all thought that's what it was. But yeah, that's how that went down. That was like one of the stories of the actual tour. How that happened, that was crazy. But it's one of them things that happens on tour that you won't forget. And it was definitely surreal. I'll say that. Adam, do you know when the Europa League draw is? You know what? I don't, Andy, mate. I don't know when the Europa League draw is. It'd be interesting because it can't be far away now with the season around the corner and the fixtures, because all European football group stages is going to be finished before the World Cup starts. So you'd thought that draw would have to be out soon, very soon, in fact. I think we're going to hear that in the next few days, to be honest. Adam Heaton, here we go. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that really did happen, guy. I'm not lying. I was mistaken for Tom Heaton. And we ended up getting a room in the Players' Hotel because there was that much chaos going on for 3 nights, and it worked out well. We could hear Brian Robson talking in the bar, and some nights his voice was just that loud. You could hear all his stories. It was brilliant. You could see all the staff and everyone just walking around. You could bump into anyone at any time. It was brilliant. It was very good. And the hotel was excellent. And we did get the opportunity to film from. I'm sure you guys seen some of the early morning transfer shows over there with the wash and go, as you know, on the rooftop and the rooftop garden there in the Anthony Hotel in Bangkok. Absolutely superb hotel that was. But yeah, again, thank you to them for letting us use their facilities there to do our filming and recording. All because of Tom Heaton. That's what I'll say. That's it. But yeah, Liverpool have just lost their second pre-season game. So you got to look at that. That is what pre-season is. Will Liverpool be struggling on the opening day of the season? Probably not. Will United? Probably. So cautious optimism, like I said. In terms of pre-season, definitely look at it as a positive, but don't take it too far. And never forget, last game, 2-0 up at half-time against Aston Villa. And Andy Cole walked past me in the corridor and was saying, it's looking good. It's looking good watching United play this way. He just walked off and said, pre-season. That was it. Walked down the corridor. Pre-season. Nothing matters in pre-season. Fitness, get some match minutes in the legs. Hopefully you can work out some systems and see some players start to link up well, and hope that they take that into the actual season. That's what's important. Well, guys, that pretty much is it for the show. There isn't much in terms of transfer news. The David Page says the Europa League draw is on the 26th of August. That sounds a little bit late, but I think it's going to be 2 games a week going all the way through September and October, and that will be done and dusted because the Carabao Cup has been moved to a later date as well. So that may be right. But it will be next month anyway. But yeah, guys, that is it. Pre-season continues. I will be back tomorrow night before I fly out to Norway on Friday for the second part of the tour. Then to come back to Manchester the next day to cover the Vallecano game. If anyone isn't around these games, do come and say hello. We'll definitely be there at Old Trafford for the Vallecano game if anyone is around. And guys, thank you again for all your comments and all your feedback from the tour. It was absolutely brilliant. It's good to be back live. But what we're really looking forward to now is getting back to football and proper football. And that starts next week. And I can't wait to get back and start talking to you guys again outside the grounds. hopefully we're talking about Manchester United's turnaround under Ten Hag, and this pre-season does have an effect on us when we go into the season, and it really matters. But guys, that is it for now. Cheers for tuning in, everybody. I will be back tomorrow night. Like, share, and subscribe to the United Stand as always. We will catch you then, and do tune into the other shows that are tomorrow as well. I think Beth and Charlie are back on tomorrow. Guys, that's it for now.